Welcome back, everybody. Today on the KLR, I will be removing all of the turn signals, installing a new spark plug, installing the air filter, and I'll just let you know what I'm thinking of doing as far as adding more lights to the rear of the bike, just for safety purposes. Also, I want to wash the bike, get all that grease, dirt, and everything off of there, and get it looking good. On the previous video, I talked about the air box and the screen that I had to remove that was damaged due to the mice living in the air box. I did some research on that screen, and from what I learned, that screen is to prevent a backfire from catching stuff on fire. So I decided to leave the screen out. I'm just going to install the air filter with the cage. And this here is the cage for the filter. And your air filter. So the air filter has to be coated with oil. What I'm going to use is my K&N air filter oil. This is what I have. This is what I'm going to use. Kawasaki does sell a oil for these foam filters. If you really want to save money, douse the foam with 30 weight oil and then squeeze it out and you can use that. Now we're going to put the cage inside the foam filter. Maybe I should have did this first. Here we go. She's ready to be installed. The air filter is now installed. I've already removed the rear turn signal lights on both sides because this rubber section here, it's dry rotted, and the turn signal light was, falling out of the bracket because this is all dry rotted. So to remove this, so you remove this Phillips head screw, this bracket comes off. Now, mind you, this is still in the bracket on the bike. Inside is a metal piece. You would pop that out of place, and then this whole piece comes out. Now, inside here, there's another Phillips screw. You would unscrew that, and then this whole rubber piece comes off. Now, the kit that I bought is going to allow me to place these back onto the bike without this rubber section. I've also went ahead, I opened the harness, and I installed this wire, so eventually, once the parts come in, I'll be able to add LEDs to the back. I'm going to place the LEDs along the rear fender, and when that brake light comes on, those LEDs are going to flash 3 times, just for improved safety or visibility on the road. So basically what I did was, the black on this wire here is your negative. I tapped into the negative wire, and then the red is tapped into my brake light wire. So when the brake light comes on, it's going to tell the strobe controller to flash the LEDs 3 times, and then they're going to stay on. Just to let you know, to remove the turn signals on both sides, I had to drop the license plate fender section off. I had to drop that down so I had access to the wires and the way they ran. But once you drop this, it's pretty simple to get the wiring out and to get the turn signals out. We're going to start her up. So I'm going to turn the fuel on and see how it runs with that air filter in place. Oh, the reason I don't install the side cover is because I don't have that gasket yet. Very happy with how she runs. Still got a very small hesitation in there, but I got a feeling that lacquer thinner that I put in there is just going to clear it right up. Overall, it's 100% improvement from what it was the first time we started her up. To remove the tank, got to take out these two bolts. Once you remove the fuel lines from the tank, it should just pop right off. You're probably wondering why I took the fuel tank off. To get to the spark plug, because I am going to change that, I got to take out the fuel tank. Wow, a lot of rat droppings in here, all kinds of stuff. Look at all that. I'm gonna have to blow that out and get that stuff out of there. God, this is nasty. Now we can get that spark plug out of there. I'm going to gap the spark plug to 0.035. Nice. Not too tight, not too loose. I'm going to get the new plug started by hand. You can use anti-seize on these if you feel it's necessary. Now we're going to torque the spark plug to 14 Newton meters, or 10 foot-pounds. Good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this Loctite Extend Rust Neutralizer on anything that's rusting, just to stop the rust before it gets worse, you know what I mean? Now this stuff does say to give it 2 coats. Give it the first coat. Once it turns black, you got to give it a second coat, all within 20 minutes. As you can see, I removed the windshield so I can gain access to this plate back here. Accessory plate, I guess you'd call this thing. I took this off my Harley Davidson and I'm going to repurpose it to attach the GPS. Since this opening is too small, I'm just going to drill it out to make it a little larger. Now, let's see if that'll fit. All right, that's nice. And that's where the, like I said, the GPS is going to connect. I'm going to also remove this Velcro and put one on this side for like the phone. Since I'm waiting on parts to come in and there's really nothing else I can do at this point in time, I am going to take some engine degreaser. I'm going to hose the engine down and clean up the frame and get it looking as best as I can. Okay, my friends, I think we're going to call it quits for today. There's absolutely nothing else I can do at this point. Everything that I need is on order. When it gets here, we'll go ahead and do some more videos. I hope you enjoyed the video today. I hope in some way it's helpful. Leave comments, questions down below, and I'll get to them as soon as I can. As always, God bless, and stay safe on the road.